How are you today? Hey. So let me wave to a few of you guys. How are you? We got Meticulous Bookkeeping. Mr. Rodell says I need to sign up for your course. Hey, send me a DM because we actually have a special going on this weekend. So send me a direct message. So today I just wanted to hop on. Hey guys that are hopping in, I just wanted to hop on and kind of talk to you guys. Haven't gone live on IG, with some good info in a minute. So one, I just wanted to say hello to all of the new followers, new people engaging with the content, all the new tax and accounting professionals, and then kind of talk about, the state of like where the tax, where the tax, I want to say economy, or where the state of the tax industry is at. That's kind of what I want to talk about. And then how you can, what you should be doing, what you should actually be focusing on to help you increase your business. So while I'm talking, I'm going to be making a fruit salad. So I got some grapes, I got some strawberries, some apples, okay, and we got some oranges and bananas, and I'm making me and the kiddos a fruit salad. So you're gonna be hearing me wrestling with some stuff. That's just me making a salad. I'll show you guys when I'm done. But if you have any questions as I'm going through, what I'm gonna be going through, definitely just drop them in the chat. If you're catching this in the replay, go ahead and say hi. Let me know where you are watching this from. If you're catching this live, let me know what state, what city, what country are you viewing live from, and how long have you been doing taxes and bookkeeping? I wanna know. Type it in the chat for me. So one of the things that I was talking to my clients the other night, I was letting them know that, now this season has been very, different from prior tax seasons. I mean, obviously last tax season was, nuanced. We were just rounding out towards the end of the tax season when the pandemic hit, and that actually extended the tax season last year. And it looks like that is actually what's going to happen again this year. So the IRS has not formally announced that they will be extending the tax season, but there are a lot of people putting pressure on the Internal Revenue Service to go ahead and extend the tax filing date. So a lot of you guys who have been in business for a minute, you probably have experienced some sort of, phantom decline in your tax base, right? And it's not that you are losing clients, it's just the industry as a whole right now, it's just slower, right? A lot more people are, taking their time, they're waiting on documents, they're not really sure, what their filing requirements are gonna be since they receive, unemployment. A lot of people receive the stimulus funding or PPP or EIDL. So there's just a lot of uncertainty right now with regards to both individuals and consumers that is bringing forth this kind of delay in the filing community, right? And just people actually filing their tax return, right? And so obviously people who were expecting a refund this year, they probably already filed their taxes. That base typically files within the first several weeks of the filing season. So what I want to just talk about, one, those of you that are kind of typing in the chat that you've been in taxes, hey Gemini, we got Donnie, you guys have been in taxes for several years now. I want to actually ask you guys, have you guys been experiencing, kind of like the industry slowing up, right? Or just kind of like your tax client base coming in slower than normal, right? Let me know what you guys' experiences has been. And this has been across the board, right? This has been across the board, both with professional tax filing as well as with self-filing, right? And so one of the things that I was talking about today, I sent out an email today to my list. I said, how is tax season going for you, right? It's slow for a lot of people. And so what I want you guys to do is to start looking at, and this is something that I've already been telling you guys to do, like every single month, every single week, every single day. I preach about how you should be incorporating other services into your business, right? And for those that are just hopping on, hey guys, hey, I am making a fruit salad. So if you see me shuffling around here, I'm just making a fruit salad for me and the kiddos. So I firmly believe that you need to have a stacked service offering. So what does that look like? A stacked service offering means that, yes, tax work is annually. You can bank on taxes bringing in a good portion of your firm's revenue, but it's not the only type of revenue that you should be relying on. One, it's only annually, so you only have this, kind of like one shot, even though you can do taxes all year round, like, let's be clear, but the majority of people file their taxes within the first 16 weeks of the year. So with regards to that, the majority of your income with regards to tax preparation will be within the first 16 weeks, right? Now, yes, there are back filers, there are late filers, there are delinquent filers, there are, people that need to file off throughout the year, which I teach my clients that you can get tax clients all year round. Because people come to me and they're like, well, Chris, I don't have my EFIN yet, I don't have my PTIN. Should I just wait until next season? And I'm like, no, you don't have to wait until next season, because you can get your EFIN in March and still start preparing taxes as soon as you receive your EFIN 45 days from there, right? So in April and May and June, like, you will be doing taxes all year round. It's just that the majority of the people are filing their taxes within the first 16 weeks. So I tell my clients, you want to focus on two additional types of services. You want to focus on your monthly recurring services, right? These are your services that, is bookkeeping, right? It's when you go out and you get a client one time and they pay you every single month, right? So that's bookkeeping. And if you are charging how I tell you guys to charge, you're going to start your bookkeeping services at least $500 per month, right? $500 per month. So that's $6,000 a year that this particular client is paying you for services, okay? When you do that, you only need 5 clients to make 50, 60 grand in addition to what you're bringing in with your tax preparation work, right? The other types of services that you guys want to focus on is what I call high value services, right? And these are services that can really be a hybrid between that monthly recurring, but it's also a more higher value service that you can charge a higher value price on. So this is your tax resolution, right? Tax resolution starts, those cases start at $2,500. So if you have an income goal, of $5,000 a month, well, you only need 2 tax resolution clients to achieve that. If you have an income goal of $10,000 and so forth. So that's just one high value service that you can actually offer in addition to your tax preparation services. Now, the fun fact on tax resolution is that there are going to be a lot more people. I think the IRS estimates that there are going to be over 21 million people in the United States that they're going to have to come after, right? Because they're going to owe money. And so those 21 million people, they're going to need tax resolution help. Those people don't know how to advocate on their behalf. They're scared, right? They're intimidated when it comes to the Internal Revenue Service. So you actually educating yourself on tax resolution services now, when those 21 million people start to get all these notices, like the IRS is going to be sending out notices probably right after June or July, which is typically when they start ramping out their notices. But so many more people are going to be getting notices that they owe money. And you as a tax professional, you want to start increasing your skills around those tax resolution cases, or around the tax resolution strategies that you can help your clients with. So again, you can charge, minimum, you can start at $2,500, right, for a tax resolution case. And this is typically for someone that owes well over 10 grand, right? So if they owe less than that, you can kind of adjust your pricing based upon how much they actually owe, right? So that's just one additional service that you guys can be focusing on. The other thing that you want to focus on, or that you can incorporate, is actual tax planning, right? So tax planning is where you look at your business or your individual's, tax picture, and you're looking to see, like, what are the best credits, deductions, what are some structuring activities that we can do here? Does it really even make sense for you to stay a Schedule C, right? Because most sole proprietors, they are considered a, sole proprietor Schedule C, even if they incorporate as an LLC, if it's just them, and if they aren't electing to be taxed as an S Corp or another. If they aren't electing to be taxed as another entity election, they will automatically be considered a disregarded entity by the Internal Revenue Service. So they're going to fall on Schedule C. But at a very specific point in their business, it doesn't make sense to stay a Schedule C based upon their tax rate, based upon their net revenue, right? Based upon just how their business is structuring, the future growth of their business. So tax planning, we can start tax planning at, again, a minimum of $2,500, and we can start helping businesses strategize on their tax liability, reducing their tax liability, or legally increasing their refund, whatever the case may be. But tax planning can be a definite service that you can go ahead and incorporate. Now, for those that are just joining on and coming in, what I'm talking about is the tax season has been slow this year. So when taxes are slow, your income is slow. And what I'm trying to do today is just kind of help you guys step outside of just tax preparation mode and start thinking about how can you incorporate additional opportunities, additional services into your firm that will call in that income that you need to not only, keep you in business, right? But so you can also help more people. And I'm making a fruit salad for those that are just joining in. So we talked about tax resolution. We talked about tax planning. Both services can start at a minimum of $2,500. So this is in addition to your tax preparation services. The fourth service that you can be offering right now is Cfo Services, right? Cfo Services is such a beautiful service. And the reason why Cfo Services is a really great service is because you are actively helping a client make strategic decisions about their business that is going to help facilitate growth, okay? You are helping a client make strategic decisions about their business that is going to help them facilitate growth. And so what that looks like is, you're going to be helping your clients track and measure their KPIs, right? Like, what are the key performing indicators that they need to be looking at to help them figure out what they need to, tweak or eliminate. You can also incorporate, like a cash flow, a budget. When you are the CFO, you are really their partner, right? You are their financial liaison. You're helping them strategize. And right now, more than ever, a lot of small businesses need that type of support, right? Like, they need a strategist. They need a financial strategist. How about that? Let's be clear. They need a financial strategist, someone that has a vested interest in the growth of their business, right? And so Cfo Services, you can typically start at a minimum of, anywhere between $1,500 to $2,000 per month in addition to your bookkeeping services, right? So if you're charging $500 for bookkeeping, you can come in on your bookkeeping clients and offer them Cfo Services and charge them an additional, $1,000, $1,500, $2,000 per month to help them with strategy, right? Help them track and measure. The reason why this service offering is one of my favorite is because it actually, all of these services have a direct correlation to your client's bottom line, but this one more so than ever, right? Because you are helping your client get clear on their financial picture, on their financial position, on the growth that they want to experience over the next 12 months, 24 months, 36 months, right? And it's so exciting to actually be a part, to kind of get your hands dirty with your business owners and help them strategically grow, right? So Cfo Services, if you get one client at $2,000 a month, that's a $24,000 per year client. Some people only make $24,000 in a year and they have to work 40 hours a week to make $24,000. So you are going to be getting one CFO client at $24,000 a year, and you're going to be able to help this client experience radical growth and transformation in their business by helping them, like I said, track and measure those KPIs, really get clear on, the goals that they want to achieve and what are the best strategies on how they are going to get there, and then holding them accountable to that, keeping them accountable to that, right? All right, so some additional services that you can be offering right now because the tax season might be a little bit slower for you is, right, so we talked about tax resolution, tax planning. We talked about Cfo Services, okay? And then we talked about bookkeeping, right? Incorporating bookkeeping services within your business model. Now, one of the things that I want you guys to be clear on with regards to bookkeeping is that bookkeeping is you recording the transactions, you categorizing the transactions, you are You are reconciling the bank statements, right? I'm making a fruit salad. You are reconciling the bank statements, and you are running the financial reports, okay? So with bookkeeping, that is the majority of what you're going to be providing to your client. Now, what is not a part of a standard bookkeeping package is payroll. That's not included. That's an extra service that you need to charge for. What's not included is accounts receivable. That is an extra service that you need to charge in addition for. What's not included is accounts payable. That is an extra service that you need to charge in addition to, right? And so you want to, a lot of people are bundling up all their offers, which a bundle can be very enticing to a business owner, because they're like, oh my God, I'm getting bookkeeping, I'm getting AP, I'm getting AR, I'm getting tax planning, I'm getting some CFO services, right? Like, that's really exciting for a business owner. But what you guys are doing wrong is that you're not pricing appropriately with your bundled offers, right? You are leaving money on the table by not pricing appropriately. And so what you want to do is you want to make sure that if you are going to incorporate, like, you can spread out their tax plan over the year. You can turn a $2,500 tax plan into a monthly recurring client, right? You can turn your tax preparation clients into a monthly recurring revenue if you wanted to, right? You can make anything monthly recurring if you want to. It's just how you actually package it up and position it to your client so they see the value in taking on that offer, right? So I want you guys to be clear on when you're offering those bookkeeping services that you aren't throwing in the entire kitchen sink for them, right? You're not throwing in the AP, the AR, the payroll for that one low fee of $500 per month. Like, the actual bookkeeping is just you categorizing the transactions, right? You are reconciling the bank statements, you're running the financial reports, and that is it. Or you might be posting some journal entries, right? Making those adjustments. But for the majority of part, that's all that is in that scope. And you want to be sure that if clients are asking for additional services, that you're charging for that, right? So one of my clients, they came to me and they were like, well, actually a lot of my clients, they experience this problem. They'll say, Krista, I got this bookkeeping client, and they started hitting me up for additional services. Now they want me to do this. Now they want me to do that. And I feel like, that's not the scope of what we agreed to, right? So how many can attest to that? Like, you onboard a bookkeeping client, and next thing you know, they want you to throw in all these other additional services. They want you to do a tax plan. They want you to go ahead and help them apply for PPP, EIDL. And you're like, I can help you with that, but that's not a part of my original scope. And so here's what I want you to know. I gotta wash off my apples first, okay? Hey guys that are hopping in, I am talking about ways to make more revenue right now, since tax season is a little bit slow. And I'm also making a fruit salad for me and the kiddos. So I got some strawberries, some grapes, some oranges, some bananas, some apples. I'm about to cut these apples up. Okay, so where was I? So a client's coming in asking you for additional stuff, okay? So here's how I would handle those people. They'll email me and they'll say, hey Krista, I need this done by end of day, and it has nothing to do with the scope of what we agreed to. I will send them an email with the invoice back, an invoice for my services, and I'll say, awesome, Mr. Such and Such client, I would be thrilled to help you out with this. Attached is the invoice for this additional service. Once you pay it, we can get started ASAP. You see that? When you do that to your clients, they're like, okay, and they pay it. I've never not once had somebody not pay it because they need it, and I'm already working with them, and they understand that wasn't a part of the job scope anyway, right? Like, when I go to my attorney for additional support to ask him another question, I get charged every single time. I get an invoice every single time I ask that man a question, right? So I try not to ask him. I try to research it on my own before I come to him, okay? Because he's going to charge. He's going to take from my retainer, and then once the retainer is absorbed, he's going to start billing you, right? And that's how you guys want to come at your business. Yeah, you might take on a tax preparation client as, a business tax preparation client, but that does not entitle that business tax preparation client to now go and ask you for additional services and expect you to do it for free in essence. So how you handle that, you just be very polite, right? You be very loving is what I like to say. And you say, awesome, I would be thrilled to handle this for you. Attached is an invoice for this additional service. Once it's paid, I will get on this ASAP, right? You want to have a sense of urgency about it, right? You want them to feel like you have a sense of urgency. So that is my little hack for you guys. So we have bookkeeping, tax resolution, tax planning, CFO services. We do have payroll, right? You can offer payroll. A lot of businesses, especially once they elect to be taxed as a S Corp, part of the S Corp requirements per the Internal Revenue Code is that they have to put themselves on a reasonable payroll. And while I don't, so here's what I want to tell you. I don't really advocate for you guys to actually offer payroll services as a one-off service, just because from my personal experience, it's not worth it to just have a few payroll clients. One, it's very tedious. It's high liability because you have to stay on track of their federal tax payments. Like the IRS does not play with what they call trust fund taxes. These are the taxes that an employer is withholding from an employee's paycheck. They do not play with those taxes. They are called trust fund taxes. And so you have to be very meticulous. You have to be on time, on point when it comes to payroll. So I don't recommend people to just offer that as like a one-off service if they're not going to go all in on it. Now, if you're going to go all in on payroll and you're going to get 50, 100, 200 payroll clients, then it makes sense, right? Because you're actually just making this a part of your business model. So what I typically tell people is to outsource payroll. Like there's so many payroll companies, it's Gusto, QuickBooks, ADP, Paychecks. Outsource those one-off payroll because one, you only can charge so much for it, right? You only can charge like 20, 30, 40 bucks per payroll period. And it's just not worth your time and energy to be remembering those little nuances of your client's taxes. So I would personally recommend that if you are not growing a payroll company, then to outsource it to companies that's just their core focus, that is their area of expertise. Okay. Now, one of the last services that you can offer is capital consulting services, right? So through, when the pandemic happened last year, we were, just helping our clients understand, and my clients, when I mean helping our clients, I mean you guys, helping tax and accounting professionals, how to really help businesses navigate PPP and EIDL. We taught you guys capital consulting services. This is a brand new service that tax and accounting professionals were in essence offering. Not many tax and accounting professionals in the industry were offering this service, okay? And so we taught you guys how to market this service. We taught you guys how to help people with this service, how much to charge for this service, right? And so much so that a lot of you have made this part of your business model now, right? I was talking to one of my elite clients. And for those that don't know, I have two programs, right? I have my main program, which is Tax and Accounting 6-Figure Accelerator. That's the main program that everyone joins, right? If they're trying to grow their tax and accounting firm to 6 figures. And then I have my elite program. This is for people that started off with people that got really great results and they just wanted the next level, right? So these are typically clients that have been already working with me for a year or at least 6 months, and they're already making like $5,000 a month with the strategies that I taught them, right? And so they decided to join up a level to really start to step into like that CEO-ship and just have a greater level of accountability. So I was talking to one of my clients in that program, and he was just like, yeah, like I've already made $40,000 this year just on capital consulting services, right? Just on capital consulting services. And again, so capital consulting services is when you are helping your client source funding, right? And it started off with PPP and EIDL. A lot of my clients were charging $100, $200, $300. There are some charging like $250, $500, right? And so it's you actually assisting your client with this process. And before, when the pandemic hit, like there were a lot of like scrutiny around this. They were like, oh my God, accountants can't charge for that. And the AICPA stepped in. Like, I love the AICPA. They stepped in. They were like, yes, we can charge for it. We're not going to work for free. And then the beautiful part about what they said was just like, it's like without tax and accounting professionals, a lot of business owners wouldn't even have gotten the funding that they needed, because they wouldn't even have known that they qualify for. They wouldn't even have known, where to go. So a lot of tax and accounting professionals stepped up last year, and the AICPA really helped like protect us, right? Because like the IRS listens to them. They do. The IRS listens to the AICPA. If the AICPA says something, the IRS is like listening, like, okay, what do you guys need? What do you guys want? And so the AICPA right now, they're actually one of the governing bodies that are requesting the Internal Revenue Service to extend tax season, right? The AICPA wants the IRS to extend tax season to June 15th, okay? So here's what I want you to know. Tax season is a little slower right now, but guess what? It's going to be longer too. So though you might be experiencing a trickle in on tax clients, it's actually going to extend out a lot longer, because I can pretty much guarantee that the Internal Revenue Service will eventually extend the filing deadline. And so that just gives you more opportunity, right? We always want to look at the opportunity in something like how is this a positive thing? What's a positive thing is because not only can you trickle in those tax clients, but now you can trickle in those tax planning, those tax resolution, those CFO service clients, those bookkeeping clients, those capital consulting clients, right? Because there's still millions of businesses that need help with the second draw PPP funds, right? Which is going until, I believe, March 31st, right? And so there is money to be made right now. There is money to be made. So if you're right there, so I had a few emails earlier from a few people on my email list when I sent out my email. They were like, Krista, I really just don't have the money right now. I don't have the money to invest in your program. It's really hard right now. And that stuff breaks my heart, because, I firmly believe like once you understand how to market your business, once you understand how to communicate your value to potential prospects, and once you stay consistent, like you got to go at this stuff with like it's a fight. Like every day it's a fight for me to grow my business. It's a fight for me to get out there and make sure that people understand the services that I provide. They understand the value that I deliver. If you are not coming at your business with that level of fight in you, you are just doing yourself a disservice, and you're doing your potential clients a disservice, because you guys are smart. You're amazing. And there are people that need your help. There are people that need your help. And so now more than ever, now is your time to just start being in a mode of just abundance. Like there's more than enough for you. Your perfect clients are all around you, right? Your perfect clients are on your social media already. They're in your phone already. Your perfect clients are already in your email, right? Your perfect clients are in Facebook groups. They're congregating on, LinkedIn or Instagram. They might be in clubhouses, but I want you guys to be in a state of abundance that your perfect clients are all around you, right? You just have to go out and show up for yourselves. Show up consistently. Don't just do it one day. Like Krista, I showed up on Monday, right? You showed up on Monday, but then I didn't see you on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and now it's Friday, right? You guys need to show up consistently every single day. So when you stack your services like this, when you can like increase your expertise on, tax resolution, on tax planning, because these higher level skills more than ever are going to be needed as we start transitioning into this next state of our economy, right? Like your business clients are going to need far more than just some tax preparation and bookkeeping from here. Like they're going to need a whole overhaul on their business, right? And I actually did a very special training for my business, for my clients, clients in my program. I did a very one-off special training for them. And we talked about a service that nobody else is talking about right now, that they can offer in their business that would help millions of businesses around the world. and you guys want to know what that is, type in the chat. I said a lot of services today that you guys can, deploy in your virtual bookkeeping and tax firm. There is one service out of the pandemic that you can actually capitalize on that I did not talk about. Who can type it in the chat? What right now does businesses need help with outside of what I've already covered today? Let's see if anybody can get that. Okay, let's see if anybody can get that. If you were in my program and you was on that training, you already know what it is. Okay, so let me see my little fruit salad. We got some oranges. Okay, we got some apples. More oranges. Some grapes. And some strawberries. Okay, so, Gabby got it. Hey, Gabby. Someone says funding applications, funny. So I talked about that. We talked about funding is capital consulting, right? I love you too, Gabby. I love you too. Yeah, so Dissolution Services. So I did a special training in my program, I think it was about 2 weeks ago now, where I was like, guys, millions of businesses had to close in 2020. It's unfortunate, but millions of businesses had to close their doors. Millions of businesses will not be reopening. They are closed permanently. And they need Dissolution Services. So what is Dissolution Services? Dissolution Services is they have to file their final tax return. They have to inform the state and locales that they are no longer in business. They have to properly dissolve their assets, right? They have to properly dissolve everything that they had with their business, right? Subscriptions, assets, partnerships, different types of vendors that they have partnerships with, right? So right now, you guys should be going after people that close their business, right? It's millions of them. For Dissolution Services to say, hey, I can help you properly close out your business. And the benefits of it, because we talked about this in depth on our training that I hosted for my community. The benefits of it is that if they don't properly dissolve their business, they can be personally held liable for outstanding balances. If they don't properly dissolve their business, the IRS can come after them. The state, the local governments can come after them. They can impute taxes on them, taxes, penalties, interest, because they still think that they're in business, right? The IRS knows no different. The state governments, they know no different, right? They just know that they want their money, right? They know that they want their money. So they're going to impute state income tax, right? They're going to impute sales tax, right? So you guys offering Dissolution Services right now can be a strong offer. And the bittersweet part about this is that, it's bitter that these people had to permanently close their business because of COVID. But it's sweet because a lot of those businesses, what research has said, they will start additional businesses, right? So research has said that these people will eventually, a lot of them will start additional businesses, right? They'll start a different business, right? And and when you look at that, that's a strong business owner. Someone that went through a pandemic. One, there's going to be two types of strong business owners, maybe three. People that already had a business and they could not bear the weight of the pandemic on their business and they literally had to close their doors permanently. If they actually learn from that situation, if they actually grow from that situation, these businesses would be, primed to start the next opportunity. I think research has said that the older a business owner, the more likely their success, right? The more experience you have, the more likely your success. It just also makes common sense. So these people now have real world experience. I give you guys an example. I know a lot of people that I'm both, internet friends with and real life friends with, that their businesses were booming before the recession in 2008. Right? How many people knew people that were booming before the recession of 2008? They were making buku money, right? Well, unfortunately, a lot of those people went out of business. A lot of those people went bankrupt. A lot of those people lost millions of dollars, right? But a lot of those people that experienced that are some of the most successful businesses today. They started another business. They pivoted in another way, and they learned from their mistakes. They figured out what they did wrong in the past. They figured out that they were over leveraged. They didn't have enough cash flow, right? And so some of those businesses that really were hit hard in the 08 recession, they are wildly profitable now. They are some of the smartest business people that you will meet, right? Because they've gone through the storm already. They already learned their lesson. So what this pandemic is going to do is actually going to breed stronger business people. People are going to, they're going to be more wiser. There's a lot more people wiser about the stock market. They're wiser about real estate. They're wiser about, cryptocurrency, virtual currencies. They're more wiser now going through this process. They're wiser about even how leveraging the internet with their business, right? So the pandemic is going to strengthen, it has strengthened a lot of business owners, and a lot of business owners are going to bounce back from this and going to be wildly profitable 10 years from now because of what they had to go through over the past 12 months, right? So let's see what you guys are saying. So if you guys have any questions, drop them in the chat for me. I'm almost done with my fruit salads, or actually I am done. Am I done? Hold on. We got grapes, strawberries, apples, oranges, bananas. Okay, so I am done. Whipped cream. I'll put just a little bit of whipped cream. So Gabby, you mentioned earlier that you're not keen on doing payroll. How do you tell a client that? Oh, but before you ask something else, what does payroll typically cost? Oh yeah, payroll is really cheap. It's so hard to make good money off of payroll. It's really hard because typically a typical payroll is going to be anywhere between $25 and $50 per pay period, and if they get paid every 2 weeks, then you're probably looking at $100 per month, right? If they get paid every week, you're probably still looking at in between $100 and $150 per month. So in my opinion, my humble opinion, it's just not worth it to take on one-off clients. And I would just tell my client that you can that you've actually partnered with Paychex or ADP or QuickBooks Payroll or Gusto. Just position it like that. Actually, I'm a partner with these payroll providers, and I'll be more than happy to facilitate the process for you. Yeah. So let's see, is there any other questions? So those that are interested in joining my program, so if you want to learn how to get clients and, if you want this support, we have daily mentor hours, right? We have weekly coaching calls. So every day you can hop on a Zoom call with one of our coaches, and you would get support. You get help with your tax returns, get help with your bookkeeping clients, get help with your marketing, get help with anything, or just come on for some accountability. Send me a direct message. Let me know that you're interested, because we have some really great bonuses going on this weekend only. Hey guys. All right, guys, so I don't see any other comments in the chat, but guess what? I finished my fruit salad, if you guys can see that. So we got some oranges, some strawberries, some grapes, and I'm about to give this to my kiddos, and we're gonna sit here and eat our fruit salads, right? And I'm looking forward to just continuing to connect with you guys. So if you have any questions after this video, slide in my DM. Like I said, I got some great bonuses for you guys. Hey, welcome to the program. So yes, slide in my DM and let me know who you are if you just joined, and I'll be sure to give you the support that you need. So if you have any questions, if you just joined the program, just go ahead and slide in my DM. I'll be manning down my DMs while I'm eating my fruit salad. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.